Manhattan City Commissioners passed a $16.98 million build agreement for Cico Park improvements Tuesday night on a vote of 4-1. The base project cost for the city was just over $15.7 million, as there's about $1.2 million in projected construction and owner contingency funds. Commissioner Karen McCullough was the lone vote no and said it was because of the high price tag.
We're in serious budget issue problems, and I just don't know how we can ask the public to support us talking about a $17 million bunch of ball fields and tennis courts. I think we have to skin it back a bit. That's just how I feel.
The project will include reconstruction of 4 baseball and softball fields, 8 tennis courts, sidewalks and trails, parking, and utilities. The base project cost will be paid in part with cash temporary financing from the Recreation and Trails Fund and Transient Guest Tax Funds. Commissioner John Mata said the project isn't perfect, but delivers on what the citizens want.
I think we need to go through with this plan. We've got a plan. We've got something we can execute. If we change it around now, we're going to be, reanalyzing everything and trying to come up with what to do. I feel much better. Let's go through. Let's do this. Let's upgrade the facilities here.
City administration will return for authorization on temporary financing for part of the improvements at a future meeting. Staff also are pursuing grants, donations, and sponsorships, which could be used to supplement city funding. Construction is expected to begin December of this year and be completed by August of 2026. Riley County Police Department filed a report for arson in the 2500 block of Stag Hill Road on Monday, just before 7 a.m. Officers listed Russ Briggs as the victim when it was reported that apartment number 5 in the complex he owned sustained fire damage of an unknown origin. The fire led to a total loss of $50,000. None were injured or killed during the fire, and Manhattan Fire Department firefighters were able to extinguish the fire within 15 minutes. Anyone with information can contact Crime Stoppers. Pottawatomie County will see a number of candidates running for a number of positions this election season, including for the county sheriff position that was left open by current sheriff Shane Yeager. One of those vying for the position is current St. Mary's Police Chief Derek Sid, who has worked in all sizes of departments. He gave a little bit more of his background in an interview with KMAN.
I've been in law enforcement for 15 years. I am a two-tour Army combat veteran. I'm originally from Miami, Florida. I actually worked for the Miami-Dade Police Department for a number of years. When we moved out here in 2012, I worked for the Riley County Police Department. I worked at the Sheriff's Office, and then I've been the police chief of St. Mary's for the last 6 years.
Sid became police chief in St. Mary's in 2018 and highlighted many of his successes as police chief, such as making the department accredited during his tenure. Sid also addressed concerns that he may not be able to run a smaller department due to his time working for a bigger one in Miami.
I don't want people to think, if I get elected, this guy came up from big city, he's going to be really aggressive with the citizenry and stuff like that. That's actually the opposite. We want to be aggressive and pursue people who are actually, the root of the problem. The people who are dealing the drugs, the people who are committing the property crime, the burglaries, the thefts, and things like that.
Sid is one of 2 candidates filed for the race. Current Under Sheriff Doug Adams is also on the August 6th primary ballot seeking this position. Both men are running as Republicans. A number of 4th of July events continue to go on across the region over the next few days. In Wamego, the famous Boomtown Show is set for tomorrow beginning at 10 p.m. The City and Carnival and Dunk Tank are still open until tomorrow, 6 to 10 this evening, and then 3 to 10 tomorrow. Junction City will begin its annual Freedom Fest starting today and lasting through Sunday. The event offers live music, entertainment, and fireworks. Manhattan will be the host of the Star Spangled Spectacular tomorrow morning from 8 a.m. to noon for children ages 5 through 14. You can find a full list of community events on our website at newsradiokman.com. Over 70 million Americans are expected to travel 50 or more miles over the 4th of July holiday. This number is expected to be quite high for Kansans, as AAA Public Affairs Manager Sean Stewart explains.
We're looking at about 685,000 Kansans taking a trip. About 85% of them, or 585,000, will be driving to their destination. So we're anticipating some busy highways. Air travel and other forms of travel are also expected to be very busy and up from last year as well.
That number is higher than 2023. We saw an estimated 429,000 Kansans either take to the road, sky, or tracks to travel over the July 4th weekend. As Stewart explained, 4th of July usually sees the most travel because the conditions to travel are much easier.
Typically, based on what we've looked at in the past years, the July 4th is the highest travel numbers in terms of the summer travel season. You're looking at Memorial Day, 4th of July, and then Labor Day. With the 4th of July, it's kind of in the peak and right in the heart of summer travel season.
Over 60 million Americans are expected to travel 50 or more miles by car this year. The 21st annual Battle of the Badges Blood Drive is set for next week in Manhattan. First responders in Riley County will take part in the annual event, which features a friendly competition to determine who can recruit the most blood donors. The RCPD won the 2023 event. Donors will receive a commemorative Battle of the Badges t-shirt while supplies last. The blood drive will be held from noon to 6 p.m. Thursday, July 11th, and from 7:30 to 1 p.m. Friday, July 12th at St. Thomas More Catholic Church at 2900 Kimball Avenue in Manhattan. We'll have Christy Ingalls from the American Red Cross and members of RCPD on in focus to discuss further next Monday, July 8th. For the latest news headlines, you can head over to our website, newsradiokman.com and themercury.com.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. Big 12 newcomer Utah picked to finish first in the expanded 16-team football conference this fall. The preseason poll of media who cover the league was released yesterday, a week away from the start of the football media days in Las Vegas. K-State picked up one fewer first-place vote than the Utes. Last year's runner-up, Oklahoma State, Kansas, and Arizona rounded out the top 5 in the selections. The league also announced its preseason individual awards, and there were no Wildcats mentioned. Among those that did pick up honors were NCAA rushing champion Ollie Gordon II from Oklahoma State. He was tabbed the Offensive Player of the Year. It was disclosed earlier in the day, though, that Gordon was arrested Sunday morning for suspicion of driving under the influence. As rumored a couple of weeks ago, K-State's men's basketball team will take on Drake this coming December in its annual appearance in Kansas City. The matchup will mark the 13th Wildcat Classic game at the T-Mobile Center. It's scheduled for December 17th. The remainder of the non-conference slate remains under development, the Big 12 shifting to a 20-game schedule in conference, with the addition of Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah, boosting the membership to 16 teams. Zach Littell pitched 5 innings of 4-hit ball before rain arrived, and 4 Tampa relievers allowed just 1 run once play resumed, as the Rays beat the Royals 5-1 in a game that ended just after midnight. Tampa Bay, picking off the victory, will send Ryan Peapot to the mound tonight. The Royals counter with Michael Wacha as that series continues at Kauffman Stadium at 7:10. Coverage on News Radio KMAN gets underway at 6:30. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.